I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
We did, want to send our thoughts out to Cedric McMillan's family. Obviously, it's been a year today that the bodybuilding world lost Cedric McMillan, and it's just one of those things where, unfortunately, we have had just so many passings in this industry, and to a point where I don't want to say you become numb to it, but it's almost as if like you've almost built an immunity to hearing this kind of news. But when we heard about Cedric McMillan, that just it was another level of hurt, because when you consider what Cedric meant to bodybuilding and what he meant to his fans, what he meant to bodybuilding fans the world over in terms of his charisma, his personality, his willingness to give back, obviously a military man, dedication, sacrifice, everything, all rolled up into one. He was the ultimate showman in bodybuilding, and obviously a great bodybuilder at that. So I wanted to pass my thoughts. Dave, I know obviously that was a big shock a year ago today.
Yeah, anytime someone like that who has a bigger than life personality passes, it definitely hits home a little bit, and it just makes you that much more diligent on how you treat your health. And I was talking to someone the other day, a friend of mine, and they're one of these people who they don't like to go to the doctor at all. They haven't probably gone in 20 years, and I'm like, what does it hurt to know what's going on in your body so that you could preemptively fix it if you find something? You know what I mean? I'm not telling you to walk around as like a hypochondriac worrying about that you're going to be sick all the time, but diagnostic tests are so good today that it's almost irresponsible not to get them. And so while I'm not really sure exactly what was the cause of death of Cedric McMillan, or if it could have been prevented in any way whatsoever, at least today is a good reminder that if you haven't gotten your cardiac CT scan, if you haven't gotten your echocardiogram to check that heart, if you haven't gotten that colonoscopy and you're over the age of 45, 50 to check that colon, go schedule these things. They're really not. They're non-invasive in the sense that they're not like tests that require a lot on your part. Maybe the colonoscopy a little bit because there's a little prep for it. But once you do it, you're clear. Once you get the cardiac CT scan done and your coronary arteries are open and you don't have an enlarged aorta like me, you're good. Once you get that echocardiogram and you see your cardiac output is good, your valves are working well, you can go to the gym and you can go about your life, and you don't have to worry that you're going to drop dead at any moment, because at least that the basics are there, they're clear. Also blood work obviously goes right up there with it, which is a lot easier. Most people do blood work, check kidney function and red blood cells, and fasting blood glucose, something you can do every morning if you want from your house, which is basically doesn't cost anything. It takes 3 seconds. These are just things that you should be doing as you get older on a regular basis, because you just don't know. And and it's unfortunate that we all have problems that are going to rear their head at some point in our life. I hate to say it. No one's immune from it, but I'd rather know ahead of time. In other words, I fixed my aorta. I didn't have an aortic dissection in the gym and die or almost die. I fixed, I took my thyroid gland out when I had thyroid cancer, but when it was teeny tiny, before I even, it did anything damage wise to my body, and so you have to be preemptive, because, you don't know. I mean, I know Rich Kaspari went to the doctor, got a cardiac CT scan. He had, a very high calcium score. They did an angiogram on him, and he had blockages that could have killed him within a year. He had those stents put in, and he's fine now. So you got to just be smart about how you conduct your life as you get older. You cannot assume that because when you were 20 and 30, everything was fine, it's going to be fine at 40 and 50. That's when the things start to go wrong. And I know I sound like a broken record to some people, but you know what? If every time I say it, one more person goes and gets a diagnostic test, then you know what? I'm doing my job. So take what I'm saying to heart. We don't want you to be the next Cedric McMillan. We don't want to lose any more people in our industry, and a lot of this is avoidable, and it's up to you guys to be proactive.